Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to stop you. And if you do not learn to command yourself, your life will be ruled by whatever pulls the hardest in the moment. That is the truth most people spend years trying to outrun. They blame the timing, they blame the pressure, they blame the pain, they blame what happened to them, what was not given to them, who left them, who doubted them, who broke them, who overlooked them. And yes, some of those wounds are real. Some of them cut deep. Some of them still ache in the quiet hours of the night when no one is around to applaud your strength. But hear me clearly, your pain may not be your fault. Your healing is your responsibility. Your scars may explain you. They must never imprison you. There are people listening to this right now who are tired in a way sleep cannot fix, tired of starting over, tired of making promises to themselves and breaking them by sunset, tired of knowing they are capable of more yet living beneath their own standard, tired of watching life move while they stand still, one distraction at a time, one excuse at a time, one little surrender at a time. And that is what destroys so many lives, not one giant failure, not one dramatic collapse, just tiny surrenders repeated daily until a person wakes up in a life they do not recognize. A wasted morning becomes a wasted week. A wasted week becomes a wasted year. A wasted year becomes a quiet grief you carry behind your smile. You know that feeling, the feeling that you were made for something greater, but you keep handing your power away to comfort, to impulse, to delay, to fear, to moods, to appetites, to the easy option, to the next scroll, the next snack, the next excuse, the next tomorrow that never arrives. You do not need more hype. You need a decision, because the quality of your life will not rise above the quality of your self-control. Let that sink in. Not your talent, not your intentions, not your dreams, not your words, your self-control. The ability to say no when your body begs for easy. The ability to say wait when your emotions scream now. The ability to stay steady when the storm hits, when the old habits whisper, when the loneliness bites, when nobody is watching, when applause is absent, when progress is slow, when your heart is tired and your mind is tempted to negotiate. That is power. Real power is not loud. Real power is not theatrical. Real power is not posting the plan. Real power is keeping the promise. Real power is ruling yourself so well that chaos knocks on your door and finds no throne available. Control yourself, and you win more than goals. You win your mind back. You win your mornings back. You win your self-respect back. You win the ability to trust yourself again. And once a person can trust themselves, the world becomes a different place, because now you are no longer built on mood. You are built on decision. You are built on standard. You are built on principle. You are built on discipline, and discipline is not punishment. Discipline is protection. Discipline is the bridge between who you are today and who you are begging life to let you become. Discipline is the brick you lay when motivation is gone. Discipline is the fire you keep alive when the night is cold. Discipline is the hand on the wheel when emotion tries to drive you off the road. Some of you have been waiting to feel ready. You are not going to feel ready. Readiness is not a feeling. It is a result of movement. Confidence is built after the step, not before it. Strength is built under tension, not in comfort. The mountain does not lower itself because you are afraid. The river does not stop because you doubt your direction. Life keeps moving. The question is simple. Will you move with purpose or will you drift? Drifting is dangerous because it feels harmless at first. One lazy day, one small lie, one little compromise, one more hour wasted, one more corner cut, one more time saying, I know better, but not today. Yet those little moments are not little. They are votes. Votes for the person you are becoming. Every action is a vote. Every delay is a vote. Every excuse is a vote. Every disciplined decision is a vote. And eventually the votes become your identity. That is why self-control is not just about avoiding bad habits. It is about building a self you can respect. It is about looking in the mirror and seeing someone solid, someone who does not fold under pressure, someone who does not betray their future for temporary relief, someone who can feel pain without becoming pain, someone who can face desire without obeying it, someone who can hear fear without bowing to it. Listen to me. You are not weak because you struggle. You are human because you struggle, but you become dangerous when you stop pretending the struggle is permission to stay the same. Regret has a heavy sound, does it not? It sounds like I knew what I should have done. It sounds like I had time. It sounds like I almost became that person. It sounds like if only I had started earlier. And nothing drains the spirit like the pain of unused potential. To know there was more in you, to know there was strength in you, to know there was greatness in you, and to know you traded pieces of it for habits that never truly loved you back. But here is the good news. As long as you are breathing, your story is not finished. As long as your heart is beating, your future is still listening. As long as you are willing to take responsibility, there is still a road forward. Not an easy road, a worthy road. And worthy roads change people. A seed does not become a tree by wishing. It becomes a tree by going into the dark, breaking open, pushing through resistance, reaching for light, surviving weather, and standing through seasons. You are no different. Growth is not glamorous in the beginning. It is hidden. It is awkward. It is repetitive. It is often lonely. But if the seed refused the dark, it would never touch the sun. Some of you are in that dark place right now. Good. Not because pain is pleasant. Not because struggle is romantic. Good because darkness can become a training ground. Good because pressure can produce depth. Good because being stripped of illusions can force you back to truth. Good because maybe this is the season where you stop asking life to be easier and start asking yourself to be stronger. That question changes everything. Not why is this happening to me, but who must I become through this? Not when will it get easier, but how can I grow steadier? Not who will rescue me, but what must I command inside myself today? That is where power returns. You do not conquer your life in one dramatic act. You conquer it in the private moments, in the first 10 minutes of the morning, in the choice to get up when the bed is warm, in the choice to breathe before reacting, in the choice to finish what you started, in the choice to keep your word, especially when nobody else would know if you broke it. The world celebrates big wins. Life is actually built by tiny obediences, tiny obediences. Read when you do not feel like reading. Train when you do not feel like training. Work when you do not feel like working. Save when you want to spend. Listen when your ego wants to talk. Pause when anger wants to strike. Walk away when temptation smiles. Stay focused when distraction performs. That is how a human being transforms. Not by magic, by mastery. And mastery begins with a single understanding. You cannot control everything around you. You can control what you feed. You can control what you practice. You can control what you repeat. You can control what you tolerate. You can control what you return to. You can control the gates of your own life, what enters your mind, what leaves your mouth, what your hands build, what your habits reinforce, what your attention worships. Attention is your currency. Where it goes, your life follows. If you spend it on noise, your mind becomes noisy. If you spend it on chaos, your spirit becomes scattered. If you spend it on craving, your character becomes fragile. But if you spend it on truth, on effort, on purpose, on work that matters, on people who sharpen you, on habits that strengthen you, then slowly, steadily, quietly, your life begins to take shape, a brick at a time. Never despise the brick. People want the house. They want the stage. They want the body. They want the business. They want the peace. They want the respect. They want the transformation, but they resent the brick. They resent the daily discipline that builds the thing. And yet the house is nothing but bricks laid well. The mountain is climbed by steps. The bridge is crossed 1 foot at a time. The fire is kept alive by constant tending. So do not tell me you need a new life. Tell me whether you are willing to lay the next brick. Can you wake up 30 minutes earlier and keep that promise for 7 days? Can you put your phone away and sit with your own thoughts without needing escape? Can you finish one hard thing before you touch one easy thing? Can you drink water before sugar, truth before entertainment, silence before noise? Can you hold your tongue for 10 extra seconds when anger rises? Can you make your bed, clean your space, write your plan, move your body, and keep one promise to yourself before the world starts pulling at you? Because that is how the war is won. Not in a weekend, not in a mood, not in a burst, in repetition. Repetition is where identity is forged. What you repeat, you become. What you repeat, you worship. What you repeat, you trust. What you repeat, you strengthen. If every day you repeat avoidance, you become avoidant. If every day you repeat delay, you become unreliable to yourself. If every day you repeat indulgence, you become easier to control by anything outside you. But if every day you repeat discipline, even in small forms, you become a person who can be depended on by your own future. And that matters. Because there is a version of you waiting on the other side of your self-control, a calmer you, a stronger you, a clearer you, a more focused you, a more trustworthy you, a you who does not panic so easily, a you who does not quit so quickly, a you who can carry heavier things because you trained with lighter things first. That future you is not built by wishing. It is built by sacrifice. And then sacrifice is another word people misunderstand. Sacrifice is not losing. Sacrifice is choosing. It is giving up something lower for something higher. It is refusing a small pleasure so you can keep a greater promise. It is saying, this urge is real, but it is not in charge. This feeling is loud, but it is not my leader. This moment is hard, but it is not my master. That is dignity. Some people think freedom means doing whatever you want, whenever you want. No, that is not freedom. That is appetite with a microphone. Real freedom is the ability to choose what is right, even when what is easy is available. Real freedom is being unowned by your impulses. Real freedom is not having to apologize every week for the same undisciplined behavior. Real freedom is when your mind says this matters and your actions reply, I agree. When your mind and your actions shake hands, your life changes. So let us get practical. Not someday, today. Tonight, before you sleep, sit in silence for 10 minutes and tell yourself the truth. No performance, no drama, no excuses. Ask yourself, where am I leaking power? What habit keeps stealing my future? What trigger keeps taking the wheel? Name it. What is named can be faced. What is faced can be challenged. Then write down one rule, one clear rule, simple, firm, real. It could be no phone for the first hour of my morning. It could be I train every day for 20 minutes. It could be I stop eating when I am full. It could be I do the hardest task before noon. It could be when I feel anger, I breathe and wait. It could be I speak to myself with respect and I stop rehearsing defeat. One rule, kept daily. Then build a morning that belongs to you before it belongs to the world. Wake up, make your bed, drink water, stand up straight, breathe deeply, move your body. Read something that strengthens your mind. Review your priorities. Choose the one thing that must get done. Do it before distractions make demands. Do not underestimate the power of an ordered morning. A chaotic morning invites a chaotic mind. A deliberate morning builds a deliberate life. Next, reduce temptation instead of bragging about resistance. Do not keep poison on the table and call it a test of character. Put the distraction away. Uninstall the app. Leave the room. Change the route. Protect your focus. Guard your environment. Wisdom is not proving you can sit near the fire. Wisdom is refusing to play with sparks when you know what burned you last time. Also, learn the sacred power of pause. When emotion surges, pause. When anger rises, pause. When craving hits, pause. When fear speaks, pause. A pause is a doorway. In that doorway lives choice, and choice is where your power is. Most people suffer not because they are evil, but because they are automatic. They react before they reflect. They obey before they evaluate. They surrender before they question. Break the automatic pattern, and you begin to reclaim your life. Then keep score honestly. Not to shame yourself, to sharpen yourself. At the end of each day, ask 3 questions. Where was I strong? Where did I slip? What will I do differently tomorrow? That is not obsession. That is awareness. And awareness is the beginning of change. Do not aim to be perfect. Aim to be governed. Aim to be awake. Aim to be aligned. Perfection is a fantasy. Self-control is a practice. And when you fail, because sometimes you will, do not turn one mistake into an identity. A fall is an event. It is not your name. Get up fast, learn fast, return fast. Shame says you blew it, so stay down. Discipline says you slipped, so stand up cleaner, wiser, stronger. Never let one bad moment become a permission slip for a bad season. Remember this, the strongest people are not those who never feel temptation. They are the ones who stop letting temptation write their schedule. The strongest people are not those who never feel fear. They are the ones who keep moving while fear is still in the car. The strongest people are not those who always feel motivated. They are the ones who build a life that does not require motivation to function. That can be you, not next year, not after one more breakdown, not after the perfect plan. Now, your life does not need another apology from you. It needs leadership from you. Lead yourself. Lead your thoughts before they wander into darkness. Lead your tongue before it speaks damage. Lead your time before it dissolves in distraction. Lead your body before comfort makes it weak. Lead your habits before they harden into chains. Lead your future before regret writes the next chapter. Because if you do not lead yourself, something else will. A craving will, a fear will, a crowd will, an addiction will, a wound will, a screen will, a mood will, and all of those leaders are cruel. They promise relief. They steal destiny, but self-control gives it back. Self-control says, I can be tired and still be true. I can be hurt and still be honorable. I can be tempted and still be clear. I can be afraid and still move forward. I can be alone and still stay committed. I can be unseen and still do what is right. That is the language of a person becoming unshakable. And once you become unshakable, opportunities start recognizing you. Peace starts trusting you. Confidence starts living in your posture. People feel your steadiness. Your children feel it. Your partner feels it. Your work reflects it. Your future depends on it because disciplined people do not just change themselves. They change the atmosphere around them. They become a bridge for others. They become calm in the storm. They become light in dark rooms. They become proof that a human being can suffer, struggle, bleed, rise, and still choose greatness. So if you have been lost, return. If you have been weak, rebuild. If you have been distracted, refocus. If you have been broken, stand anyway. If you have been delaying your life, stop negotiating with your lower self and start honoring your higher one. You do not need to control the whole year tonight. Control the next choice, then the next one, then the next. Win the morning, win the hour, win the conversation, win the appetite, win the impulse, win the delay, win the thought before it becomes behavior. That is how everything changes. And one day, sooner than you think, you will look back at the person you used to be. the one who kept quitting, the one who kept doubting, the one who kept waiting for rescue, and you will barely recognize them. Not because life got softer, but because you got stronger. Not because the storm stopped, but because you learned how to stand. Not because the mountain disappeared, but because you became the climber. So rise. Rise with discipline in your bones. Rise with self-respect in your voice. Rise with focus in your eyes. Rise with truth in your heart. Rise and take your place in your own life. No more surrendering to every feeling. No more bowing to every urge. No more handing your future to habits that cannot love you. No more living beneath your calling. Draw the line. Keep the promise. Build the structure. Protect the fire. Lay the brick. Cross the bridge. Plant the seed. Face the storm. Climb the mountain. And remember this for the rest of your life. When you control yourself, you do not lose freedom. You earn it. When you control yourself, you do not become smaller. You become stronger. When you control yourself, you do not miss your life. You finally claim it. So starting now, let your actions speak louder than your cravings. Let your standards speak louder than your excuses. Let your future speak louder than your fear. Control yourself. And you can win your peace. You can win your purpose. You can win your confidence. You can win your health. You can win your focus. You can win your future. You can win everything that matters, because the greatest victory is not over another person. It is over the part of you that keeps trying to keep you small.